Good afternoon, dear students. I am Vishram Singh Meena, Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Karoli. Through online teaching mode, we are studying English literature, and the lecture we are going to take today is meant for the students of BA Part 3rd. We will continue with the same dramatic monologue we had discussed last day. Last day we had discussed the first stanza of the poem entitled My Last Duchess. Today we will take the second one and try to complete the third one. My Last Duchess is a dramatic monologue. It begins at a critical situation and has a single speaker throughout the poem. There is the listener in the form of the messenger of the neighboring count who has come to the Duke of Ferrara with the marriage proposal of the daughter of the neighboring count. This is the occasion of the poem. The poem was first published in dramatic lyrics in the year of 1842, and it was republished in dramatic romances in 1863. The text which we are going to take today is the second stanza of the poem. We read it, and seemed as they would ask me if they durst, how such a glance came there. So not the first are you to turn and ask thus. So it was not her husband's presence only called that a spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Perhaps Frappandol chanced to say her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, or faint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Such a stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough. The Duke is the speaker throughout the poem below, and he is speaking to the messenger and showing him the picture of his last Duchess, which was painted by the famous painter of the day, namely Fra Pantorf. The picture which is painted on the wall is very beautiful, and the visitor who comes there tries to ask about the beauty of the picture, and seemed as they would ask me. The Duke says that all the visitors who looked at this picture, they seemed that they would ask him if they had the courage to ask how such a glance came there. That was the question in the mind of the visitors, that the picture was very beautiful. So what was the reason behind of this beautiful picture hanging on the wall in the drawing room of the Duke? How such a glance came there? So not the first are you. He is telling the messenger that you are not the only person to ask the same question or to have the inquiring look, but none had the courage to ask the question directly to the Duke. Are you to turn and ask this? So it was not her husband's presence only. Now the Duke tells the messenger that This is not due to the presence of the Duke, presence of her husband, called that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. The spot of joy which was on the cheek of the lady. Perhaps Fra Pendle chanced to say. So there was the chance for the Fra Pendle, who was the painter who painted the picture of which was hanging on the wall. He might have he, he might have told that he might have told the lady that her mental lapse means covers over lady's wrist too much, because he wanted to see the hands of the lady, and wanted to make the same picture. A paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. And she used to smile. She used to smile to have such kind of tearful comments on the part of the painter. So there was the possibility. Paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat, and she brightly flushes, and that half flush goes along her throat and her neck. Such stuff was courtesy, but such remarks were courtesy on the part of the visitors, but she used to take these remarks as her appreciation, and that's why she blushed in reaction. She thought, and cause enough. For calling up that spot of joy, she had a heart, how shall I say? The Duke says that she was very childish in her nature. She had a child heart. She was very frank. She smiled at everyone. Too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She was easily impressed by the foolish comments of the visitors. That was her habit, and this habit the Duke did not like. She liked whatever she looked on. The habit of the lady was very childish. On whatever she looked, she liked, and she gave her smiles. She was easily impressed. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. So it was all one. She did not try to differentiate between the rank and dignity of the Duke and the foolishness of the visitors. She gave the same smile to all who passed by her, and her looks went everywhere, so it was all won my favor at her breast. The gift which the Duke had given to her last Duchess was hanging on her breast. That was nice gift. The dropping of the daylight in the west, and it was looking very beautiful in, in the daylight of the setting sun. The dropping of the daylight in the west. The bough of cherries some officers fool, but she did not differentiate between his gift and the gift of the bough of cherries given by some officers fool. Broke in the orchard for her. He had broken that branch of cherry f- for giving her as a gift. So she gave the same smile to her husband for his uh, for his a valuable gift and the invaluable gifts of the officer's food. She did not differentiate between these two. That was the habit made the Duke angry. The bough of cherries, some officer's fool, broke in the orchard for her. The white mule she rode with round the terrace, and she used to smiled at the white mule she rode with round the terrace. Terrace means a raised bog or drive in front of an Italian villa. All and each would draw from her alike the approving speech. All and each who passed by her and who looked at her or who commented on her got the same appreciation or the same smile. She did not differentiate between the dignity and rank of the Duke and the simplicity of some officer's fool. So that was the nature made the Duke angry. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.